Hey everyone, it is that house guy Nathan Graham with eXp Realty, owner of What is Real Estate Education and Training for your Market Monday update. I just want to do a quick response video to some of the news that came out this week. I'm sure you guys heard a lot about interest rates holding and all the rest. Probably bored of me hearing talk about that. So I want to just touch on something different. This week, the federal government came out and talked about some housing plans and changes that they're coming out with. Now, before actually, let's just dive right into it. Let's see what the heck that they're actually talking about. Bring her up on stage here. All right, so this is Chrystia Freeland, just talking about some of the up and coming changes. Here we go.
I want a Canada that works better for you. I know right now, for too many younger Canadians, you can have a good job, you can work really hard, but the rent is too high and it seems impossible to buy your own home.
Okay, so just quickly, I think this is the first thing I want to very quickly respond to. My first thought that goes through my head is rents right now are high because of a lot of building restrictions, especially here in Ontario, that they placed on builders. Rents are also very high because there's a lack of demand. Also, because people bought at this peak with very low interest rates are going up and their affordability just isn't there to give cheaper rents. So right now, ironically, there's actually a whole bunch of homes that are able to rent. The issue that they're running into, though, is they can't afford to rent for less than what they're asking. So let's see if they solve this problem.
We've set up the first home savings account, and now 750,000 Canadians have put money in that account.
Okay, so right now, again, they're talking about the first home savings account. This was a weird move to me. Putting it very quickly. So you can put in a maximum of up to $8,000 a year to a total life of $40,000 into this account. Now, your average home, let's say a $500,000 property, you need to put 5% down on. That's $25,000. Plus, you have your closing costs, about 1.3% for closing costs. You're about $32,000, give or take. That is over 3 years of saving up into this account before you can purchase a property. And that is assuming that home prices do not go up at all if they stay the exact same. So I guess the question I would revolve around this is kind of what's the point to it? I don't know many people right now that just have an extra $8,000 to spare to throw into this account and just wait on it, to be honest with you.
To save up for their first home. We've made it possible for you to withdraw up to $60,000 from your RRSP and use that space in the RRSP to save up for your first down payment.
Okay, so again, we're into another conversation the exact same way. So what, you can save up to 60,000 in your RRSP. The vast majority of first-time home buyers do not have an extra 25 grand a year just to throw into an RRSP, especially if they haven't built up equity. They're still getting their life together. They're still starting families. They have children and everything else. So again, it's great. They could increase this to $200,000, and it really, again, only benefits very wealthy people. This is not benefiting the actual hardworking Canadian, as she says, into purchasing a property. So I guess if you're in that position to be able to save that up, great. But again, furthermore, if you are in that position, just put $8,000 into a first-time homebuyer's account and another $25,000 in RRSP. Why are we not buying right now? Why are you waiting into these accounts? So it's kind of, guess, cool that they do this. I just don't understand the point. Anyways, let's carry on.
And if you are a first-time home buyer and you are buying a new build, like a condo, like a townhouse, we are extending the mortgage amortization period to 30 years.
Okay, so this is the one that kind of gets me because, again, here's something that I think has this illusion of helping, yet really doesn't help. So first and foremost, let's talk about the obvious. This is only on new builds. Right now, there was a tax break in Ontario. I'll find the details of it later if you guys reach out to me. There's a tax break in Ontario for builders to build semi-detached homes, townhouses, condos, and all the rest. And as long as they built it for affordable housing. So what builders did to maximize their profits is they built semis and they built townhouses, But if you go to Whitby, Ontario, some of these townhouses go for $950,000. These semis like go for 1.1 million 50. These are not first-time home buyer developments that they ended up doing. And I don't know about you, but the last time I drove past a new home development, I did not see a lineup of first-time home buyers out front. It was a lineup of investors or a lineup of people looking to break into their next home. They just sold their townhouse or their condo to be able to buy this. So I would have loved to have seen this come out and say maybe a 30-year amortization on a home built in the 70s, because that might be a little bit more affordable. You could get a semi for 650. You could get a townhome for 525 in those areas. Yet this excludes all of those for basically anybody really starting out. The second point is it's not making it more affordable by putting you into debt longer. And one of the things, the problems that we have in Canada is we don't look at the length of debt or the amount of debt. We look at a monthly payment only. And that's what this plan is relying on. This plan is hoping that you can ignore the fact that you're not going to own your home for longer, that they're going to generate more interest off of you and all the rest, that they're just hoping you look at a monthly payment, go down a couple $100 and then think this is a good thing. So please be very cautious as you go into this sort of plan.
That will make the monthly payments more affordable.
See, there you go.
And
Just
make it
worry about
more
the monthly
possible
payment.
for you to buy that first home of your own, because we need to unlock the promise of Canada for you, our younger generation.
Okay, so I agree. We do need to unlock the promise of Canada for you, our younger generation. So I want to share with you a few realistic ways that this can actually be done. Now, first and foremost, I've talked about rent-to-own programs, and they are fantastic. Like this one program that I'm a part of. Don't trust all rent-to-own programs. Make sure it's a certified company. Make sure it has a track record, much like anything else. It's like you wouldn't go to a bank on the random side of a corner to go get a loan. You'd actually go to an RBC, a Scotiabank, a CIBC, a BMO, one of the major banks. Rent-to-own programs, though, there are a few really good ones that lock in home price inflation as well as gets you into home ownership. The one I deal with has a 90% success rate in getting people into actually owning the house. Number one. Number two, talking about those banks. If you are approved for a mortgage and you have, say, $10,000 to $15,000 to put down and not that full 5%, some banks, such as CIBC, have a program that allow you to borrow the 5% from a family member as a gift. And on closing, you can pay back that family member the 5%. So you can look at something that has, say, a 30 to 45 day close on it. You can use your $10,000 you currently have saved up as your deposit when you purchase the property. 2 weeks prior to closing, your family member can lend you the 5%, and then they can get it back right away, or whatever that looks like. So there are some options out there that allow you to get into home ownership on a very cost-effective way. Please, if you want to know more about these programs, reach out to myself. I'm more than happy to explain to them. A phone call is always free, and it does not mean we're working together. I just legitimately actually want to see people have viable options to get into home ownership, and those are just two that I know of. So if you have any questions, let me know. Please, let's wait till we actually get some good announcements coming out that actually is going to solve our home ownership problems, and maybe we can actually have a solution here. Until then, everybody have a great day.